My favorite album of all time is Illmatic. But what makes Illmatic so special? Was it because it contained all the hot producers of hip hop at the time, or Nas's gritty lyrics about New York? You had Q-Tip, Pete Rock, DJ Premier, Large Professor, and LES, legendary producers of hip hop who all worked on the album at the time. Even with all those legendary names, the thing that gets me is the ability for Nas to transfer into Queensbridge, New York, the projects where he grew up. The personal connection that Nas creates with the listener is what makes this album so special and why it's considered one of the greatest hip hop albums of all time. This album truly defines what it means to be a hip hop artist, and the album is really rooted in what the foundation of hip hop was. It carried on the tradition of using hip hop as a music platform to convey social messages that the artist truly cares about. Following this tradition, it's important to see what hip hop is in 2017 and how far we've come since the 70s and 80s, since the birth of the genre. I think it's also important to see how the younger generation of today absorbs the content of today's music. It begs me to ask the question, what is hip hop today, and how does it impact the musical landscape? So let's get into it.
Whose world is this?
What is hip hop today? Are the conscious guys still keeping the culture alive, or have we already transitioned to the new age of mumble rap and party music? Let's take a look into what hip hop is today and how the landscape has changed since the beginning of the culture, comparing it to what it is now to what it was then. Let's get it started. I think when you ask someone what is hip hop, I think the majority answer will be money, drugs, or sex. While hip hop certainly contains those aspects, that's not what the culture is about. That's not what the foundation is based upon. To explain this, let's look at one of the pioneers of hip hop, Afrika Bambaataa. He's surrounded by controversy as some of you may know, but I think it's important to look at this man and see what he did for the genre, and how he established future generations for hip hop. As the founder of Zulu Nation, a peace group focused around hip hop, he showed what the potential of the genre can really be, as he used hip hop as a medium to promote peace, love, and unity, which also provided a foundation and platform for new rappers to express their own feelings. It created a path for artists to make new music about lyrics, about meaning, about a message. The Message by Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five is one of the most important songs in hip hop history. Considered by many as the most important song in hip hop, it showed the true potential of what the genre can achieve. It even reached number 62 on the Hot 100 in 1982, one of the first social commentary songs of its kind to do so. It influenced many new artists like Eric B. and Rakim, Public Enemy, and NWA, just to name a few. What made the message so special though? It was the most prominent song of the time to convey social commentary about the Bronx, New York, and all the struggles that are going on within that community, depicting a very clear and visual message of what the Bronx was like and how no one in America really noticed what was going on there. It took hip hop to a completely new level. It spawned many new acts and rappers to come out and show what they can say about their communities and how they can relay their message to America at the time. Following the popularity of the song, you didn't just see growth in New York rap, but in LA and the South too. Now you can see the importance of the song as it reached not just New York, but all across America. No wonder Rolling Stones named it the most influential song in hip hop history. Through the years, has the ability to convey a message to the youth changed? Is it even prevalent in today's music? Different eras that come and pass, with different rappers taking the helm at each era. But can we say that the foundation of the genre has stayed consistent through those times? Let's take a look at what Melly Mel has to say. Who's Melly Mel, you ask? Well, it's this guy right here. You've seen him before. Let's watch him break down the hip hop of today.
The main agenda is to take away mature person from a younger person so that there's only young people talking to young people. What you have there is confusion and a lack of knowledge and a lack of a person wanting it to mature. That's the first agenda.
Melly Mel is pretty much saying that there's a separation between the younger generation and the older heads. Saying that the hip hop music of today is more designed to connect the youth within each other rather than keep a bond between the older heads and the newer generation. This mentality between both sides is what causes a separation of music and musical interests within the genre, kind of creating a war between the older generations and the new generations of rap. There's definitely a generational gap in the genre, and the reason that I bring up Nas and Grandmaster Flash is to show you the new direction that hip hop is heading since it first grew and started. I think the relevancy of those times can be lost in translation between the feud of the new generation and the older one. While I do believe it's important to accept the direction hip hop has taken, I also think it's a good idea to identify the roots of the cause, seeing where this platform came from and how it was able to strive. Hip hop is the #1 genre today, as it just surpassed rock and roll, taking over the most popular type of music. So that brings me back to the original question. What is hip hop today? Today, hip hop is the most popular music genre, and it's mainly due to social media, where it's incredibly easy to put out new music. Media like SoundCloud, Instagram, and Twitter allow for the discovery of new music at a rapid pace, and this is always pushing hip-hop into new directions. While I love and appreciate the direction and growth hip-hop has taken, I think it's also important to embrace the identity of what made hip-hop so special, and how it became so relevant today. There's no one pinpoint way to describe what hip-hop is, but I think we can all learn about the history of hip-hop and how it shaped and guided the most popular music genre of today.